panning, 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 tilting down, zoom in to the title card. Basic television terms, a video dictionary. Got it. Okay. Hello, I'm Leonard Nimoy. If you know me, it's probably from the acting I do in front of television cameras, but this time I'm going to be behind the camera, and you're coming with me to see how television is produced.
Comment number 11. 3, get me Lynn, please. Keep 2 over 1 preset. I'm doing it differently. Andrew tags to 2. Lynn's camera will be 3. Ready effects, ready to cue to 2. Black, effects mask, cue, switch. Coming to 2 over 3 with the mask
Stan Borman and Lynn Joyner.
Here we go.
Joel
Ready
Bartlett
effects,
with
ready to
weather,
cue to 2.
and Wayne Walker with sports.
And effects cue mask.
Let's say there are 2 kinds of television production: big budget television and little budget television. Big budget television is the kind used for most broadcast television, with big studios, big cameras, and big crews. Little budget television is little cameras, limited facilities, and small groups of people working together. Little budget television is the kind of production used for education, industry, law enforcement, sales work, just about any field you can name. A lot of people are already working with television, so let's start by seeing who does what. In big budget television, there are large crews, starting with the producer. That's the person who supervises production, bringing people together and making it all happen. And you have writers and production assistants. Then there's the director, who directs the camera people and chooses what to show on the screen. Sitting next to the director, you usually find a technical director, who actually pushes the buttons and supervises the technical work. Out on the studio floor is the floor director, who stands beside the camera and relays the director's instructions to the people in front of the camera.
We may come out. Here we go to 1.
And then there are the engineers.
Maybe knock the coma down a hair. Yeah.
They set the lights. They run the cameras.
Okay.
They supervise the video or picture and the audio or sound. They run the videotape recorders, and later they work with the producer's staff to edit the videotape.
Keep it way under. Still playing. Still playing. Sneak it in again.
Little budget television has little crews. The equipment is designed so that almost anybody can operate it, and so that production can be done by as few people as possible, maybe even 1. But no matter which way you're producing your television, little or big, the steps you follow are the same, beginning with pre-production. You may start with a treatment, a short outline of your idea, describing it as you might see it on your television screen. Or you can start right with a script, which usually has picture directions on one side of the page and sound directions on the other. This is a storyboard, another kind of script. It has picture and sound directions, and above them, drawings, which indicate the shots to be used. Shots are described in different ways. The most common is apparent distance between the camera and the subject. Here, for example, is a long shot a medium shot, a medium close-up, and a close-up. When you're actually directing television, however, you usually say wide shot instead of long shot because it shows a wide angle of view. And this is usually called a tight shot instead of a close-up. Almost all television cameras are equipped with zoom lenses that zoom in or tighten and zoom out or widen. Sometimes shots are identified by camera movement. This, for example, is a panning shot, when the camera pans to the right or the left. A tilt shot, when the camera tilts up or down. This is a dolly shot, when the camera dollies in towards the subject or dollies back, away from the subject. And this is a tracking shot, when the camera tracks or moves with the subject. Shots can also be identified by function. An establishing shot, for example, is a shot which establishes the location or mood of a scene. An insert shot is a shot made for inserting into previously taped material. Usually it's a close-up or a cutaway to graphics. And finally, shots may be described by what they show. Here's one of the most often used shots in television. It's called a talking head shot, and it's a shot of a head talking. Okay, so if you've got your shots ready, your program or tape planned, it's time to move to production. All production is either live or taped. Live is when the television program is seen as it is being made. Taped is when a television program is recorded for later or repeated viewing. All production is either studio production, done in studio, or location production, done outside a studio, in the real world. All production is either multiple camera system or single camera system. In multiple camera system production, you have 2 or more cameras in operation at the same time. Preview monitors show what each camera is seeing. If the cameras are in a studio, the preview monitors will be in a studio control room.
Looks like a pretty nice week. That's the weather. Have a nice evening. Andrew?
I think I can live with that, Joel. Thank you very much. I do wish I knew the outcome of those 3 games coming up, Wayne.
If the cameras are outside a studio, on location, there may be a portable control room called a remote truck or a video van. The director and technical director will have a video switcher to cut from camera to camera. Single camera system production involves taping much as a movie is filmed, setting up one shot at a time with planning for later editing together of shots. Single camera systems often use portable videotaping rigs.
Roll tape. Do it.
The big budget rigs are called minicams, and the small budget rigs are called portapacks. Both are designed so that the camera can be handheld. Some systems are so light that a single person can carry both the camera and the videotape recorder. And a microphone can be built into the camera so that production can become a one-person operation. Another special system is the character generator. The character generator electronically generates numbers and letters. Of course, no matter where it comes from, all picture and sound ends up on videotape. Videotape records it and can play it back immediately after recording.
Hi, I'm Peter Marshall, one of the hot ones here on Channel 5 this season with a big variety show.
Videotape comes in different sizes. The bigger the budget, the wider the tape, with 2-inch being the widest. And videotape comes in different containers, including open reel and video cassette. Videotape is recorded and played back on videotape recorders, or VTRs, which come in big budget sizes and your convenient small budget sizes. Now, once you've planned, directed, shot, and recorded your tape, you're ready for post-production, which is the time when programs and tapes are edited. There are 3 kinds of video editing: real-time, mechanical, and electronic. Real-time editing, or instant editing, is where you're working with a multiple camera system and you edit the program just by switching from camera to camera while the action is happening and videotaping it as you go. Mechanical editing is where you actually physically splice 2 videotapes together. Very cheap, very primitive. Electronic editing is where you electronically transfer your shots. Copying them from one or more videotapes onto the edited videotape, the one on which the final program is being assembled. The place where one shot is joined to another in television is called an edit. Assembly edits are edits where shots are added one after another to assemble a program. An insert edit is where one shot is inserted into the middle of another shot or shots already on a tape. A switcher is also called a special effects generator. Because television codes its picture as an electronic signal, television pictures can be mixed together, much as sound is mixed. For example, you can just fade a shot away. This is usually called a fade to black or a fade out. If a shot begins as a blank screen and slowly appears, it's called a fade in. If the first shot is faded out and the second shot is faded in at the same time, it's called a dissolve. If 2 shots are kept on the screen at the same time, it's called a superimposition. If an image or bit of graphics is superimposed, it is said to be supered or keyed. And this is a special kind of superimposition called chroma keying. In chroma keying, 2 shots are combined without overlapping in the frame. The special effects generator also produces trick transitions, such as a cross wipe, a curtain wipe, an iris in, and an iris out. And here's a special effect you can do without a special effects generator. Just point your camera into the monitor that shows what the camera sees, and you get video feedback. After editing, you may want to copy a television image on movie film, so you use a special movie camera, like this one, to make a kinescope, or kine, filming it right off a television screen. Of course, it's easier to copy television with television. When you copy a videotape on another videotape, it's called duping or dubbing. An original videotape is called a master videotape. A copy or dub of a master is called a second-generation videotape. A dub of a second-generation videotape is called a third-generation videotape, and so on. The videotape on which a program is finally assembled is called an edited master. Now, if you have your program almost finished, and you still have some money left in the budget, you usually add credits, descriptions of who did what on the production. With a little budget, you can tape them off a card. Or with a big budget, you tape them off a crawl, like this. That, as we say in television, both big budget and small, is a wrap. I'm Leonard Nimoy. See you on the tube.